division by 0, right? That is the error. Now let's say if you iterate a list whose size is what? 3. Okay, list is having size 3, and you put it into a loop of 5. Okay, from I to range 5. Okay, so it won't be able to iterate, isn't it? Because at 3, at the fourth location, it gets ended, right? So at that point, there is a different exception. Okay, you might not know what exception exactly it is. Okay, so there is a way we can find out what exception is occurring at that point of time. Okay, so for that, we have another different method called as using as over here. First, you have to use the exception class. Okay, as e. Okay, and then let's say I'll use error, and then I'll use, here I have to typecast it into E. So I'll have to make sure, because sometimes it prints special characters and all. Okay, this is better. Okay, so except E, and I have changed it to typecast into an E. Okay, let's run it now. Got it? Understood. So this is in case when you do not know what kind of exception is going to be occurring at that point. Fine, understood. So this is the basic of how you can accept it. Okay, now understand it. We have used exception class. The exception class is base class for all the types of exceptions occurring at that point. Understood? So as demonstrated verbally, the example that I gave you, right, of how you can create a list with 3 elements and then you loop it for 5 elements. Okay, you have to catch that error. Can you do it? Okay, just try it, then we'll go for the other exceptions that are possible and with Python. Okay, go ahead, do it. Base class, right? So base class for all types of exception is capital E. Okay, it starts with capital E, exception. Okay, and when we give it as E, that is the point where it will be storing what kind of exception it is throwing. Okay, so and then it has been printed into E. Okay, that is the last. Now, when we need to find out what is the exact code of exception, first remove the exception. Okay, first remove the exception over here. I'll remove. Okay, I have removed the exception. That is one it. Okay, so this is the name of exception. Zero division error. Okay, now how to find it out? It is very simple. It does not have any kind of space, and each and every word, okay, in an error is having first letter capitalized. Okay, so that is here nothing but the class which is responsible to hold that exception. Okay, the same way you have it in Java. Okay, for every of the type of exception you can catch it easily. Now, since I know that zero division error is the class responsible to catch this kind of exception, I can only call this class. Okay, so let's say I'll copy this. Okay, let's apply try and catch to it. Okay, try and okay. So instead of using exception, I'll paste zero division error as E and I'm done. Okay, let it down. Okay, so it is catching, fine. Understood? Since we knew it, we can use it, right? So it is very simple with this, that we can just find out the error first. Okay, from there we can understand what class is throwing that exception, and then we can use it for catch block. Understood? Okay. Okay, did you try with the index? Okay, so just find out what type of exception it is throwing. What is the name of that class? Find out the name of class. Did you do it with list? Enter 3 values into list and then loop it for 5. Are you getting it? What is the error over there? Out of bound. Okay, and what is the exception name, exception class name over there? Index error. Okay, I capital, E capital. Yes. So can you use it individually? Except index error as E and then print statement and then use comma E. See if it is catching. Try it. Okay, how many did you try? Everyone? Everyone tried it? Okay, anyone who can find some different, exceptions occurring? Now remember, when you need to, think about exceptions, your mind needs to be destructive. Your mind needs to be destructive because that's how, testers think. Tester has a destructive mind and hence he knows where the software can go wrong. Okay, or where the program can go wrong. So you have to think like a tester. You need to have destructive mind. You must know which block if I will pull will make the entire building fall. Okay, that's how they think. Okay, it's the same exception goes in that same way. Okay, so you need to find out what condition might raise some kind of exception and this whole program will come to stop. Okay, so probably it could be using variable name in global section but not declaring over here or not using it in proper way, or maybe declaring it in a different way and then changing its type and using it for some different other way. Okay, so let's say you have a is string and you need to do addition a plus b, it might throw an error as well, right? So you need to find such conditions. Okay, I will show you the total list of error exceptions. List of exceptions changed based on what version you're using, even the minor version. So let's say if you're using Python 3.3, then the list of exceptions might have few of the exceptions missing compared to 3.5. Same goes for 2.4, 2.6, 2.7 and 2.9 as well. Okay, so list of exception might change based upon what version you are using. and that is not because they are in incremental fashion, but every time a new version comes, it has some new challenges as well. Okay, yes, everyone. Now this is a site from. Okay, only fix this. Okay, so this is the official site for Python. See, in here, this is for Python 2, the exception, base exception. Okay, so all built-in non-existing existing exceptions are derived from this class. All user-defined exceptions should also be derived from same class. Okay, then we have standard error, arithmetic error. Okay, so this error occurs when you have, okay, yeah, zero division error is also a part of arithmetic error. Okay, inside this we have three other errors, it is overflow, zero division and floating point. Okay, we have assertion, we'll see assertion as well. Okay, yesterday you might have found this error, IO error. Yes, did you get it? Okay, that is because when your file is closed and still you are trying to access the values or probably you are trying to write or read inside it, it went through this exception, IO error. Yes, remember? So just go back to your old files, not right now. Just first listen. You can go back to your old files that you have created. Handle the exceptions over there and then you can see what exceptions were occurring and what are the results when you use try and catch over here. Okay. Okay, then we have import error as well. So let's say you will import anything, import package named as anything, but if there is no package named as such, then it will throw an import error. So even you can use this. Okay, so in this case you will have to take the entire import statement inside try block. Okay, that is the beginning of program. You can add your entire program inside try and catch block. Okay, so let us do this kind of exception in this. So I'll select all of this. I have given a tab over here, try. Okay, so everything now belongs under try. I'll remove this as well. I don't want to handle exceptions for these things. I will, but not in here. So let's say except this case, and we'll print an error. Okay, there is an additional tab over here. Okay, remove. Okay, let us not catch any of these values. We'll just print an error. Okay, import magic. Do we have anything like magic? It looks like we do have. Okay. Okay, immodule anything not found. Okay. So now we know that there is no existence of such kind of module. Okay. Let us run this. Okay, so it has found there is an error. Yes. Okay. But initially, since we have imported this kind of module which has already some print function that is executing, and when it comes to this function, my function dot py, it is throwing an error. Yes. Okay. So let us remove this import, keep it as it is, but in here now we will catch the exception as e, and we'll print it. Okay. Okay, no module named anything. Fine. So I remove this. Let's run it again. It's asking value for this 3, 2. Okay, giving y. Like 6, 0. Error division by 0. Yes. But now I know there are only these two kind of exception in my program. Yes. So what happens when you need to use multiple exceptions? So I'll say, okay, first import error. Okay, so I'll use import error as e. Okay, so now I know this will occur only when I use an illegal import, which was anything. Okay, no module named anything, so it has caught it. Okay, so I remove it and let's run it again. 5, 0, throws an error. Okay, so this might be the case. So you need to have multiple exceptions. So for doing that, you can add as many except statements you want. So except, and then what? Division by error is 0 division error. as f print okay. Or let's say if I take arithmetic, will it give me? Let us check. Six zero. Yes. So since I knew that the arithmetic error inherits the three other classes, which are overflow, division by zero, and there was one more, right? The three different classes are inherited inside arithmetic error. So it could handle it. Okay. So let's say at any point if someone introduces input anything, you can handle it as well. And same goes for this. When everything is correct but not the operation, even that can be handled. Understood? Simple? Okay. So in yesterday's function, okay, you imported a module. Yes. Probably you have even generated those files. Yes. So let us check the assignment. Okay, there might be some errors in there. If someone has an error, please bring it over here. We'll handle it over here. Yes. Okay. Just do it. Okay. Where is Abhishek? Abhishek, okay. Abhishek, here's this post. Do this on terminal itself. Okay. So which one is module? Module 2 is module, right? Abhishek? Okay. So we are supposed to run only what? Function 2, rest, function, okay, function. Python 2 or 3 compatible, Abhishek? 3 compatible, okay. Okay, function not fine. Okay, didn't do anything. Python 2 compatible, what is it? Okay. Where is the this file? Abhishek, where is doc file generated? So module has to be run. Yeah, this is having, so this is module, right? And this is module, this is function. Okay, so enter value for this is addition, right? Okay. Oh, great. So we do have it. What is it? Value error. Okay, which is saying what? You must have exactly one create, read, write, append mode, isn't it? Okay, let us handle this exception. Okay. What was the line number there? Line number 7. Okay. So we have to introduce before line 7. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So it is saying what? You can have either only one of these, either read or write. Okay. So okay, which will let us handle the exception. Put this into try block. Okay. Okay, must have exactly one of the created data and more. Okay, so now it is 100. Okay, so now understand what is the difference when you do this. When you accept or when you do exception handling, your program exits with code 0.